Yeah, man. I can't begin to agree with you any more than I already do, man. You are definitely speaking facts. You know, when I saw that video, man, I'm telling you, it struck me in a way that I hadn't been felt before. But at the same time, I guess I'm lying because I've heard it before, which is why I knew to send you that video and be like, yo, is this what you feel when you be talking to me sometimes? And upon listening to your previous messages, it registered to me like, yo, this is that analytical shit that you've always been touching on. Like, yeah, that's your analytical side. That's your analytical side. And whenever you would say that shit about the analytical side, it would come across more often than not as an attack on the analytical. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, okay, yeah, well, I'm going to defend my analytical side because, shit, I've been using that motherfucker and it's been getting me through shit. But that's the shit that you were pointing at. You know, I ain't gonna say you were wrong because you weren't. You were very fucking correct. I guess the issue was just in the way that you were attempting to communicate it, and more importantly, because it's not really even the way that you were communicating it. It's more about a motherfucker just being ready to receive it. You know, it's a lot of blockages there. You know, just knowing, like you always talked about how you dreamt, how you saw shit, how sometimes you would get high and you would see shit, or you just go out in nature and just be, and you get downloads and shit like that. Those are things that are abstract to the mind, you know, and that's more of a spiritual enlightenment. I'm allowing myself to, you know, like you always say again, listen to my heart. I'm allowing these things to happen, to flow through me, whereas the analytical mind needs, you know, basis. You know, how are we going to do this? When, where, why, all that shit. And it occurred to me when he did all that shit in the video, like, yo, I've always said that I don't remember my dreams. I don't know what my dreams are. But when I put it in the context using the analytics, I did dream. I do dream. Just have to dream different and have to recognize my own accomplishments and give myself credit for them, which I have a hard time doing because I hold myself to such a high I ain't gonna say high self-esteem, to a high standard that I really expect to be able to do more, to be more impactful. I feel like I should be even more impactful. So it's like the shit that I've done doesn't matter. It's like, nah, I didn't do that. Nah, I didn't achieve that. Nah, I didn't reach that. Whereas there are plenty of things that I have and just would never give myself fucking credit for. And it also told me too, like, that analytical bullshit of always having that approach to it is exactly that. It's some bullshit more than half the time because it kills the dream. Kills your ability to dream, to just wander and all that. It's like you don't have to have a rhyme or reason to anything. If you're gonna dream, you're gonna dream. You know, you let that shit go, and that's very, very difficult for a person who is very analytic, especially like myself, to do, because you don't want to feel like you're out of control or like you're losing control. But the thing is, when you're dreaming, you're not necessarily controlling anything. You're just fucking dreaming. It just is. It just happens. It's another sense of freedom. And I guess analytical people just have a problem with that. I know I can speak for me. I definitely have an issue with that. But I know for a fact I don't want to either. And so it's like you said, I am open. That's why I'm able to recognize, like, man, this is a motherfucking dream killer. And so this is why you've always had these issues with all these people you've been around that have been analytical thinkers, because that analytical shit kills the ability to dream. It kills the ability to see further than what the eyes will show you. You know, you wanna see what the heart has to say. You want to hear it, but you like, nah, fuck that shit. You know, I gotta feed my kids. And it's like, yeah, you do gotta feed your kids. We got it. But at the same time, you know, you can breathe. I'm not telling you not to breathe. I'm not telling you not to feed your kids. I'm telling you to just allow shit to be. And it's super, 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 super fucking difficult to do that. And it's also very difficult to be like, okay, if I haven't already accomplished what I want to accomplish, then I have to say that I want to accomplish something that my analytical mind might deem astounding, might deem bigger than me. And Dame Dash was just like, look, shut the fuck up. If you want it, then that's what you want. Do it. Nope, don't say you can't. Nope, don't say you don't have this. Nope. And have somebody who's going to breathe that into you. And you can see, like, with certain people, you have certain individuals that are around you or connected to you that you actually allow to pour into you, which is another thing that somebody like you can't control. You know, people have to be open to hearing what the fuck you say, whether you say it the way they want to hear it or you don't. And most people don't have that. They have people that they let pour into them bullshit. So when you say something that's going to be powerful and enlightening, and you're pointing at the very thing that they use as a strength, and you identify it as one of their weaknesses, now it feels like you're attacking everything that makes me who I am. So fuck you. I don't want nothing to do with you because you're telling me I'm useless, when that's not what you're saying. You know, you're like, look, you're using this because it's your strength, but you're allowing it to be your weakness. And people have a hard time dealing with that, because it's like, now everything that I thought I knew is the very thing that's causing me to fail the way that I'm failing. And who wants to recognize or admit that they're failing? Because once you get to a certain age, you're like, man, this shit that I've been doing just doesn't work. So now I have to do something different. And that shit's scary. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like, you're gonna allow that dream to fester and to become what the fuck it's supposed to be, then you're gonna be good, right? Which is where you're at. You've never allowed anybody who said anything retarded or stupid or demeaning to tell you that your dream wasn't your dream. That's why you say the shit about billionaire status. You know, you've been sitting on this shit for years now, talking about it, slowly working towards it, and it's been that dream that's just lived, and it's been so much bigger than you, and you're walking in it. And somebody like me who is open to seeing that growth and knowing that there is greatness in me, now I get to see a lot more of those things that you were saying, where you were trying to correct some of my flaws that I didn't know were flaws, and I'm beginning to see them now, because they need to be corrected, and I want to correct them. So it's like, a nigga definitely got to give you your flowers, because you were pointing at a lot of these things, and had you not pointed at a lot of these things, I wouldn't even be able to notice it when I see it somewhere else. So I'm definitely appreciative of you for being you, and constantly standing on who the fuck you are, constantly, because that's needed. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and will forever appreciate you. So it's like, man, I'm grateful, like, for real. So we definitely gonna keep this shit moving the right way. I guess the last thing too I realized for myself was, for the longest I've told myself that I wasn't very creative. I always felt like I wasn't creative. And again, that ties into the whole me not giving myself credit for being able to do the things that I can do. I now see it. I realize that I'm, in essence, living it. You know, I'm doing it. And I have to give myself credit for it at the level by which that I'm doing it, which obviously is at my pace, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But being able to accept that and get to that point where it's like, all right, that's the pace, this is the movement, let's go. That's where I'm at and growing. Flowers to you, my nigga, because you have been instrumental in this path, and there's no doubt in my mind that you will continue to be instrumental. You know, you're like damn, what's the word I want to use? You're like a person who holds a torch to show a person a path that they need to walk. And it's like, look, nigga, that's your path. I got the torch right here. Go take this motherfucker. It's lit over here already, but it ain't too light over there. But this torch will help you see a little something. And most people don't want to take that torch from you. They want to get mad at you because you ain't giving them a flashlight or you ain't lit the path for them already. And that ain't your fault. But you going to prosper because of that. And that's what's going to build that resiliency and the greatness that outweighs the excuses. Flowers, my nigga. Flowers, 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 flowers.